hoy día realmente se vive con el acelerador puesto desde la mañana hasta la noche. Y eso arruina la salud mental, la salud espiritual y la salud física. Más aún, arruina y destruye la familia y por lo tanto la sociedad. El séptimo día descansó. Lo que los judíos tenían y tienen, ¿no es cierto?, los observantes, como sagrado cumplir el Shabbat. El sábado se descansa, un día a la semana, al menos eso, para la gratuidad, para dar culto a Dios, para estar con la familia, para jugar, para hacer todas esas cosas. No somos máquinas. Y a veces cuando se vive una vida tan acelerada, se pierden los gestos más humanos. El marido se olvida del día que conoció a su mujer como novia. Los padres se olvidan de acariciar a los niños o a los abuelos, porque no hay tiempo para la caricia, no hay tiempo para la ternura, no hay tiempo para gozar la vida, que es tan linda. Y cuando venía un hombre o una mujer, que eran matrimonio joven, y me contaban de sus hijos, le preguntaba cuántos hijos tenía, me decían. Y le digo, le quiero hacer una pregunta. Y un poco se asustaban. Digo, ¿qué pregunta me hará el cura, no? Y la pregunta era, ¿usted juega con sus hijos? Yo le preguntaría hoy a todos los padres y madres que están escuchando, ¿ustedes juegan con sus hijos? ¿Pierden el tiempo con sus hijos?
We got to get to this story on this Sunday morning. Pope Francis has been sick. He's been a bit ill. He's a lot better, and he was just recently in southern Italy speaking to an agricultural community that was, unemployment is sky high there. And he said, of course, the poor need to have jobs, and that's going to make them feel better about themselves. But the most important thing in life, anyway, is your relationships and your friends and your family, and obviously praising the Lord. And he says, is working on Sundays true freedom, and basically says, all of this hard work that people are doing on the weekends, on Sundays, is having a negative impact on their lives.
It's so easy to let just work seep in. I mean, if you're home on the weekend and you have, job Monday through Friday, and I'm just going to get some work done, I'm going to go down to my office, do some work, I'm going to get this done, then you don't realize then what it's taking away from that day of rest, that day of family, and that hour, that 2 hours just starts to snowball, and I think he has a great point.
Yeah, well, of course he does. I mean, Judaism takes this very seriously. Orthodox Jews do not mess around, and I admire this so much, about the Sabbath. Mm-hmm. And again, you see this in the Old and New Testaments. Keep the Sabbath holy. Don't work. It's almost like people, it's baked in, have always had this temptation to let work crowd out all the other things that matter. Family, faith. And they have to be told again and again, knock it off, don't work. It's interesting. You think people are lazy, but they
probably we should be debating a bill requiring every American to attend a church of their choice on Sunday.
Do we really want to live without a Sunday, without a day where we don't work? Many workers nowadays don't have a choice, with all the consequences for their families and their private life at large. Europa, the European Services Workers Union, demands of the new European Parliament and the new European Commission to make a difference, to have legislation that people do not need to work on Sundays. Get involved. Send in your video messages and your picture messages. Let's keep Sundays special for all.
Wierzę w to, że w ten sposób przywracamy normalność. Wierzę w to, że po prostu przyzwyczaimy się do tego, tak jak jest w innych krajach Unii Europejskiej, tak jak jest w Niemczech czy w Austrii. że po prostu sklepy są zamknięte w niedzielę.
These holy laws that you call they're also called blue laws, and what they're originally designed to do is to enforce religious standards in the United States. Now, blue laws have been challenged throughout the history of the country. Most recently, in 1961, under McGowan versus Maryland, it was found that blue laws are actually not unconstitutional. So you can still enforce blue laws, and plenty of states do that, like you mentioned with the alcohol ban. Certain states who cancel groceries, or but I mean, a lot of these standards that are not these crazy-sounding laws exist to kind of preserve a day of rest, the Sabbath, the Sunday, not for people to go to church necessarily, but for there to be a kind of standardized day for people to have.